deploying within their max move of the south edge of the board, Karoakei and the Croakettes can see a boss's den 12 inches from the center of the north table edge. Wary of what stolen magic might be lurking around any corner, they take a cautious approach to the den. After all, if this traitor was able to get by the intricate workings of Arcanum Ministorum, there is no telling what he has up his sleeve. They must kill the boss and recover the stolen magic items before exiting the board. Now, Julio's going to let us know what the board represents, whether it's difficult or obscuring or dangerous.
We're going to call this pond right here in front of the group. Let's call it difficult 3. It's not real deep, but it's got a real soft bottom. And let's call the woods difficult 2, obscuring. So this mission does use wandering monsters, so let's go ahead and roll for that. There it is, and that's 2 of them because it's a 10. So we are going to be using yellow for the monsters, blue for the heroes, pink for the hireling, and orange will be our event token.
So we do something called a pre-turn that happens before the first turn of the mission. So when a party comes to do a mission, it's expected that they're ready for whatever might come their way. Karoakei has Shield, a spell that she will be upkeeping. She has 4 action dice and +1 casting die. So she's going to roll all 5 of those to see how potent her shield is. With a +1 to cast, she has 3 successes. This is also something that you would do for any of your camouflage characters or rogues. For instance, I have Freya, who has a flying mount that also can soar. So I'm going to indicate that she is flying and soaring.
So for the first activation of the turn, we have a monster. Since it's a wandering monster, we need to roll to see what table edge it comes on. So that would be a 2, so that would be the north table edge. So let's see how far they move. They move 4 inches. Now, they're not close to anything, so I'm going to go ahead and roll for their second for movement. So that's a total of 8. And we've got these little goblin guys here. Now I'm using the swarm trait to represent a small horde, or a warband, if you will, of goblins. So they are deployed. And our next token is a party member.
I'm going to go with Da Vinci here. He has 2 action dice, and rather than going around the pond, I'm going to risk the -3 to my movement and go through the pond. So 9 minus the 3 inches for the difficulty is 6, and I may as well just make another movement roll. And that's a 10. That adds an extra inch to my movement. So I will be able to move my max move of 10 inches plus the 1 extra inch. And that actually clears me of the pond.
So our next character up is a monster. So I'm going to go ahead and roll for their table edge. That would be 3, so that would be the east side. And let's see how far they move on. 9 inches. All right, so we're going to get those goblins onto the board. And let's have them come up over by this cave. All right, so next up we have the Fate token. Now, because it was not the first token of the game, nothing's actually going to happen here. And then we have the hireling.
Freya is equipped with a war bow. That means she has a range of 19 inches for her first range band of effectiveness with her war bow. She is about 29 inches away from that swarm of goblins that came from the east side. So her mount is going to make its movement. And I do have to spend an action die to maintain my soaring. So I only have 1 action die to spend for movement with my mount. So I rolled 6 inches for my movement. And because they are flying, they can ignore the difficulty of the pond as well as other characters. Now I am 23 inches away from those goblins, but I am going to make an attack anyway with a -1 penalty to my roll. The warbow gives me +1 attack die as well as +1 damage. Both of those are no hits.
So we've come to a point in the turn where the only tokens left in the bag are the hero members, so they can go ahead and act in any order they so choose.
Paolo is going to follow his brother, heading toward the boss's den. Movement is a 5. And I'm going to roll my other action die for movement. And that's a 10, which it gives me, again, an additional inch. So I will be able to move my max move of 11 inches. 10 inches plus the 1. Now I will go with my hero here, Karoakei. So she's going to move with her mount. So the 3 through the difficult terrain would have been no movement, but I did roll that 10, and actually I forgot to give myself the penalty. Now she has 4 action dice that she can't really do anything with at the moment, so I am going to save those. In the event that she gets attacked, she can use them for evade or defense. And now we will go with the king, the bodyguard, and he will make a move.
Just saying, you're rolling a lot of 10s.
I am rolling a lot of 10s.
Hope you're getting it out of your system now.
So I was just measuring to make sure he is within his range for the mock of Karoakei.
All right, so it is the start of a new turn. So let's roll for Wandering Monsters. An 8. That will be another set of Wandering Monsters. Let's add them to the bag quick. And our first draw of the turn is Monsters. All right, so I'm going to go with this group at the north edge of the board. Let's get them moving. 8 inches. They're just going to sneak up between the sets of trees over here. And we have, for the next token, more monsters. So I do have another monster token in the bag, but instead of bringing them on the board, I'm going to use these guys over here by the cave. 2 inches. All right, let's make a second move action. 7. That will give them pretty close to their max. So those monsters are getting pretty close now. Let's see what's going to happen here next. We've got a hero.
So I'm going to go with my hero, Karoakei. And I have a spell called Eye for an Eye. And I'm going to target this swarm over here. So I'm going to spend 2 dice on it. 1 action die and 1 casting die. And what this does is for every 10 they roll, they must, on their activation, they must defend against 1 automatic hit. So I do make 2 successes. It is a standard spell. It is not success-based, so they now have that particular affliction. And we will use our token there. I have 3 action dice left. I am currently upkeeping my shield, so that leaves me with 2 action dice left, which I will save for evade or defense. And then my mount will take a move. That's 9 inches. I don't really need all that much. Actually 6 inches because of the difficult. And I don't want to be too close to the boss's den or it'll automatically trigger. So I will just go right on the other side of Da Vinci here.
All right, next up we have the party's hireling.
So I am going to move a little bit closer with my mount so I am within my effective range and I don't suffer a penalty to hit these goblins. And that's 7 inches. I don't need the full 7. And now I am going to attack with Freya. have a 7 and a 6. Both of those hit with +1 damage. That's for 3 hits.
All right, and these goblins, let me see, they have 3 defense dice here, and they are looking for 7s. I defend 1. How many hits was that again?
3.
Oh, so we're going to go ahead and take 2 of them out there. All right, next up we have a party member.
All right, and I'm going to go with the king, the bodyguard, and let's get him moved up so he's continuing his stance of being close to Karoakei. That is 11 inches, minus the 3 from the difficult, but I don't quite need that much. Mind you, I'm not trying to get terribly close to the boss's den before I've set myself up, otherwise it'll automatically trigger. And that happens within 5 inches of it. Otherwise, if I stay between 5 and 10 inches of it, I can search it and force the boss to come out of his den without his tokens going into the bag immediately. So I'm just going to move up here. And I don't really have anything else to do with my action dice, so I will save one for evade or defense with him.
Next up in the initiative is a party member.
All right, and I'm going to go with Da Vinci. He has a spell called Lesser Force Field. Per success, all party members gain 1 defense die against ranged attacks. Now, I don't know what to expect coming out of this boss's den, so I'm going to go ahead and cast that just to be safe. And I have no successes. I have a 1 and a 3. The 1 would have canceled the success if it had been, so that's an epic fail on my part.
And next up, we have the Fate token, which is nothing because it was not the first token of the turn. And then another party member.
All right, and that would be Paulo, who will move 4 inches. I'm going to move the 4 inches and then save 1 for evade or defense, as we set ourselves up to rock this boss's den.
And possibly die.
Hopefully not.
Last token of the turn is a monster token. And I rolled a 1 for where they're coming from, so let's get them moved on. Oh, we've got a 6 hiding behind the trees there. They really have nothing else to do this turn. They're going to go ahead and make us another move with another 3. So let's get them up here. There are a lot more monsters on this table than there are party members. Let's see if she survives. All right, so we are at the beginning of the 3rd turn, and our first token out is monsters. I did roll for wandering monsters. I did not get any. So let's use these guys over here. Go ahead and roll for their movement. That is a 5. They're going to go ahead and roll for another movement. They get pretty much their full. They are fast. Not enough for me to charge in there, but it's going to be pretty soon.
I am soaring, so you cannot target me with melee attacks.
Yeah, I forgot about that. All right, next up we have a party member.
And I'm going to go ahead and go with Da Vinci here, who is within 10 inches of this boss's den. So I'm going to roll to search it. With a 4, that is no success. Now, the first search is free. I can choose to use my action dice to make another attempt, which I will do. And the 9, I do manage to see what is in the den. And they will spawn in base-to-base contact with it.
As the party approaches, Mr. Crowley steps out of his tent. He wanders up to the Stone of Power, where he has set up camp. He turns, noticing the party, looks back, points at the campfire still smoldering from the previous night, and a pack of hellhounds climb up out of the fire. Sorry, Brandy, you might be in trouble.
Paolo takes a moment to assess the situation and does not see anything that would warrant him upkeeping this force field. So he's just going to get right in there and try to charge one of these hellhounds. So rolling for the movement, I roll 8 inches, which is enough to get me there. Are they large?
No.
So they don't have a reach. So I am going to take my attack die and attack him. A 3, even with my +2 to hit, does not hit.
Next token up out of the bag is a party member.
All right, so Paolo, seeing his brother rush into action, is so tired of his older brother getting all of the fame and glory, so he's going to follow suit. And I did roll a 10 for my movement, and that's more than enough to get me to one of these guys. So I'm going to roll my action die and my attack die from the charge. And the 9 does hit.
Okay. They are going, well, the one you just hit, he's going to try to evade. With a 6, he does not evade. He takes the wound. Let's clear that up there. And our next character is a party member.
All right. So let's get the bodyguard in there. And let's have him go for Mr. Crowley himself. I need 8 inches. 5 is not enough. With the 6, I do have enough to get to him. My saved evade die goes away because I have activated now. And I have 1 die from the charge. The 6 does hit, and I have a 2-handed weapon, so it does +1 damage.
Right. Let's see. Almost taking out my guys there, but with a 10, I do save. And next up is another party member.
So that will be my hero, who will... Karoakei will not upkeep the eye for an eye that she has on that swarm of goblins that they've left behind. Instead, she will cast it on Mr. Crowley. 1 action die plus 1 casting die. I do make a success, so Mr. Crowley now has that effect.
Possibly. Let me try to resist magic. I do not resist.
So remember, for every 10 you roll, you have to defend against 1 automatic hit. So now her mount is going to move, or she's going to move with her mount to get closer so she can cast Rebuke. For the first movement is a 1, no movement. For the other is a 4. So I have Mr. Crowley and 2 hounds that are within 5 inches of her. I do not roll any successes, so that is no effect. And she has 1 die left over that she will save for evade or defense.
All right, so next out of the bag is monsters. Now, because they just came out of the bag this turn, they can't act, so it's going to have to be one of the goblins. All right, let's try to get these guys in the fight over here. That's a 3 for movement. It's not nearly enough, so I'm going to go ahead and use their second for another movement with another 3. They seem to be a little hesitant to get in there. And there we go. So, next token is a monster, and they're going to move with a 10. So, they're probably going to end up saving that last action die of theirs. Last token for the turn is the hireling.
Freya isn't particularly concerned about this band of goblins that is, for whatever reason, charging toward her as she soars in the air above them. So she's going to move toward the rest of the party. And I rolled a 10 for movement with my mount. That gives me that additional inch. And I am well within my effective range for all of these monsters. Now, I do not want to risk hitting the party with my attack. So I will not be targeting Mr. Crowley or either of these two hellhounds. So I have 2 action dice and +1 from my warbow. The 5 and the 7 do hit this hellhound, +1 damage for 3.
Let's see if I can evade. I evade one of them.
Okay.
So that hellhound is out. I only have 2 action dice. Beginning of the 4th turn, right?
Yep.
All right. I rolled for Wandering Monsters. I did add a token for that. And the first draw is going to be monsters. Let's have this hellhound here attack this green guy. So I've got 2 action dice. I got a 1 and a 3, nothing.
Party member token was pulled, and Paolo's going to go ahead, or not Paolo, Da Vinci, is going to go ahead and return the favor and attack back. I rolled a 2 and a 4, no hits.
Next up, we have monsters. Let's go ahead and have this wounded guy try to take out you. Now, I only have 1 action dice left because I'm wounded. I do hit you with an 8, and if you couldn't guess already, they are flaming. So you're on fire.
Oh boy. I do have 2 evade dice though, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll do both of them. I do evade.
So you are not actually on fire because the attack never actually hit you. Next up, we have another monster. Oh, let's have this guy here try to charge your mounted character. Let's see what we got. 9, that will be plenty. Do you have a reach?
I do not, however, the king, the bodyguard, has mock, so he's going to croak menacing at you. You need to roll courage with a -1.
I'm good.
All right. And my mount also has catcall, so my mount will be forcing you to roll a courage with no penalty.
I'm not good, so I am forced to attack the mount. That's fine. I'll just set you on fire. And we have... 1 cancels the 10. Next up, we have another monster. I'm going to go ahead and go with that last hellhound, because I really want to set you on fire this turn. I'll just go ahead and charge the king if you're just going to try to make me do it anyway. 2 inches is not enough. That is... So we'll move him over there. The 1 die from the charge is a 1. I cannot roll dice.
You also can't catch me on fire. So a blue token has been pulled. I'm going to go ahead and go with my hero. She has a free upkeep, which she's using to upkeep her shield. She is going to spend an action die to upkeep the eye for an eye on Mr. Crowley. That leaves her with 3 action dice and 1 casting die. I'm going to go ahead and roll all 4 of those to cast Rebuke. I make 1, 2, 3 successes. So all of the monsters must make 3 courage rolls. For every failure, they must flee 3 inches directly away from me. And this will force a disengage roll.
All right, so let's go for that wounded hellhound. Make 2. There's no bonus to that, right?
Correct.
All right, so he's going to end up moving.
Make a evade for your disengage.
And I have a 5. That is not good.
The 8 hits.
I've already used my evades this turn on that one, so that one is dead. They don't have any actual defense dice. So, the next one, 3 courage rolls. 2, 3. He's good.
Nice.
And this hellhound, 2, so I have to flee 3. That was this one or this one?
This one.
This one. And evade. I do evade. Last hellhound. 1 cancels the 10, so that's bad. That's 9 inches for the evade roll. 2, I do not evade. I might be dead.
Luckily, the mount doesn't really have anything.
Yeah, all right. So that is 9 inches out here.
And Mr. Crowley.
And Mr. Crowley, of course.
Let's see if he resists that.
I make 1, so that's 6 inches. Oh yeah, magic resist. Oh, not with a 1, because I can't roll dice. So, for the evade, can't evade either. Oh boy.
So the king gets to smack at him for 1 + 1 damage.
Takes some wounds. So the next token out of the bag is monsters. It's going to have to be the goblins. And they're going to try to charge this guy with an 8. Should be close. That is enough.
He is large, so he does have reach of 1 inch.
Are you catcalling?
Yes. I assumed you were charging them out.
Yeah.
If not, yes, I do catcall.
Alright, let's try to go. Let's try. I succeed. So we are attacking the rider. They have 1 die from the charge, and they have 1 die left. They do have a reach as well. With a 10, that's 2 plus 1 plus 2 damage because of the swarm level.
Okay. So that's for 4. So I have, that takes away from my shield, leaves me with 1 that I need to defend against. And I do get a defense die from my mount. And I rolled a 10. I'm good.
Good job.
Next up, we'll go with the king. His main job, obviously, is to be the bodyguard of his beloved main vocalist. So he is going to charge that swarm of goblins that is trying to be menacing for her. 9 inches is certainly enough.
I do have the 1 inch reach.
And I do not have reach. I'm just a medium-sized character, so I'm going to have to evade in. I do evade in with an 8. For my attack. A 9 hits, plus 1 damage.
Alright, I have 3 defense dice. Ooh, look at that.
Nice.
2 10s and an 8.
Alright, I missed terribly.
Yeah, nice try. Next token up is your hireling.
So Karoakei's rebuke has given Freya the perfect opportunity to shoot at the fleeing Mr. Crowley. He is well within her effective range of 19 inches, so she's going to go ahead and roll her attack. 2 8s are a hit, plus 1 damage.
Can I at least get to use him before you kill him? Apparently not. He's actually dead.
Nice.
Good job.
So Da Vinci is going to attack this hellhound. And since he has multiple combatants on him, it's going to be a -1 to his defense rolls. 8 and a 9 both hit.
Alright. Evading. I evade 1. So, no damage mod?
Nope.
Alright. Takes 1. Next up is monster. We're going to have this group of goblins. They're going to try to charge. 9. Not quite. I need just that extra inch. Second action, they get it. With their reach, I can stay 1 inch away. So, the 1 die for the charge, and a 3 does not hit. Last token out of the bag this turn is these goblins. They are moving. They won't have enough to charge, but they've got to try to get in the fight here. So, they are chasing you down as you buzz away.
I just have this weird little headcanon going on right now of these goblins angrily shaking their spears at the frog on the rhinoceros beetle, and just ineffectually being like, we want to attack you, but we can't.
So normally when monsters go down, they actually just go out of action. They're nobody creatures, nobody really cares. Bosses, on the other hand, I have to roll for at the beginning of my turn. And on a 3, nothing happens. Had that been a 1, he would have actually been out of action and taken off the table. And on a 10, he would have recovered. And the first token of the turn is a monster. I'm going to go ahead and use this hellhound to charge your green frog there. I really want to light you on fire. 4 is probably enough. No, it's not actually. I need just a little more. That will be enough. And I just have the 1 die from the charge. So, I hit you. What do you got?
Well, I'm going to use my 2 evade dice first. And I do evade with a 9.
Let me set you on fire.
Da Vinci is going to return the favor because apparently you can't catch him on fire as much as you would like to. I'm just going to attack you. 2 2s, no dice.
All right, next up is another monster. This hellhound is attempting to charge you. I'm really intent on this. 4, not enough. And another 4, that may or may not be enough. Oh, it's enough. And again, it's just the 1 die from the charge. With a 2, I can't even hit you.
Sorry, not sorry.
We have another monster, and you know the routine. This wounded one's going to try to light the green one on fire. Why do my dice hate me? All right, we have another monster. So, since the hellhounds suck, to be frank about it, these goblins are going to attack the king with a 1 and a 10.
Ouch.
Next up, we have monsters. I may be running the bag on her, but she's running the table on me. So those goblins are within their reach. They're going to attack the orange one with a 1 and a
Doesn't matter.
6. I was waiting for it to be another 1.
Oh.
If I'm going to have bad dice rolls, I need to keep it consistent.
Right. So we have the hireling up, and she is pretty amused by these little guys who are behind her. But she's done playing games. She's going to attack them. Oh, I rolled a 1 and a 10, so the 10 is canceled, but the 6 does hit, plus 1 damage.
Okay, you've got 3 defense dice. And the 10 and the 1, of course. The 7 is 1.
So you take 1.
All right. And that puts them at their starting... Oh, no, 1 more. Never mind.
Next up, we have another blue, so I'm going to go ahead and go with Paolo, who is going to try to take this wounded hellhound out. A 2 and a 4 does not hit. So next up, we're going to go with the king, and he's going to attack this swarm of goblins before they can attempt to hurt his lady again. A 1 and a 2, no hits.
Ha-ha.
And now it's apparently my turn, so now my hero is up. So let's see. I'm going to cast Rebuke again, because that worked out pretty well for me last time.
No, stop it.
And still, I don't need to upkeep the spell on the downed boss anymore. I get the free upkeep. I actually don't have a shield, so I do have a decision to make. I am going to roll 4 dice for my shield because I don't want to be left with no defenses, and then I'll do 1 for Rebuke. A 1 and a 10, that's nothing. The 3 is nothing. I do have 1 for my shield. It's better than nothing. And I'll go ahead and cast Rebuke with my last die. A 2 is nothing.
All right, so these are the last guys on the table that get to go, but I do still have a set of wandering monsters to come on. So let's do these guys first and get that out of the way. You're soaring, so I'm going to charge past you towards your mounted character there with a 9. Oh, that is enough.
Are you charging my caster or are you charging the mount?
I'm charging the mount, sure. Let's see. With a 10.
Nice. Oof.
Ooh.
My mount is down.
Nice. So this is the second turn for Mr. Crowley being down. So on a 1 or a 2 this time, he will go out of action. That's a 7. Nothing happens. First token of the turn is a monster. So, in my continued tradition of trying to set you on fire, let's have this one attack. That one's a little cocked. And 2 hits, unless you evade.
Use my 2 evade dice, see what I can get. I evade nothing.
You're on fire!
Finally.
Yeah.
I defend 1, take 2, I'm down. So I'm not actually on fire anymore.
You're smoldering, though, and that's what matters.
Okay. Paolo sees his brother go down, and he is going to cast Heal. With a 10, Da Vinci stands back up with full health, and he has inclination, so he's going to attempt that again on the downed mount. He does with another 10. Nice.
Short-lived, but at least I got something. Next token up is a monster, and we will go ahead and have that hellhound try to set you on fire yet again. 1, so as long as you don't evade.
I only have 2 evade dice, and they are once per turn, so I can only defend.
All right, you're on fire. Mission accomplished.
I do defend the 1 hit, but I am, as you said, on fire.
And the next token we have up is the Fate, which is nothing because it's not the first for the turn. And we have another monster. So let's not do anything crazy here. Let's just try to set the orange one on fire. Make you a matching pair, not with a 4. Next token is another monster. So we'll have these goblins continue their assault on the king. 1 hit. So you're looking to defend against 2 because they have the +1 damage modifier from the swarm trait.
All right, well, I'm just going to try to evade. I do with a 10,
right.
So that's for 2. And a blue token has been pulled, so I'm going to go ahead and go with my hero. And I'm just going to put it all full send on Rebuke. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's a lot. We're gonna all run away now. So this group of goblins, they certainly run. I'll go ahead and move stuff here in a minute. This group of goblins, they run as well.
So these ones saved 2. They're gonna run for 3.
Hellhound saves 2.
Run for 3.
Hellhound, ugh, 3 1s. That's lovely.
That's off the board.
Yeah, probably. This guy saves 2, 4, 5.
Nice.
And that last group of goblins, 2. All right, so let me go ahead and get all this stuff moved around. Well, after the rebuke, this is where we've ended up. And the next token in the bag is a hero. What do you got?
So I'm going to go with my last brother in arms, the king. And he's not going to stray too far from Karoakei, so he'll charge this last standing hellhound that's near them. 4 inches is not enough, I don't think. Nope. And that does get me there. 1 from the charge. With a 3, that does not hit.
Next up, we have Monster. So these goblins over here, they're going to try to charge your orange. With a 9, that's plenty. So they have 1 die left and 1 for the charge. An 8, that's 1 hit with a +1 damage modifier from the swarm.
So I'll roll my defense. I defend with a 10, so that's for 2.
Next up, we have the hireling.
All right. The mount is, of course, maintaining the soar, and she's in a pretty good position right now, so I'm not going to move. I'm just going to roll all 3 of my dice against this group of goblins over here. 1, 2, plus 1 damage for 3.
And they have 3 defense. 2, oh wait, 1 cancels the 10, so they defend against 1. So next up we have monster. Let's have this group of goblins down here. They're going to try to move up with a 9. It's pretty good. Avoid that water. That's pretty much all they're going to be able to do. And the last token of the turn is another monster. It'll be this group of goblins here. They're going to start moving. Are they close enough to charge? They are theoretically close enough to charge, so I'm going to try to charge there. With a 7, I need a little bit more. That's enough.
My mount will be catcalling you.
All right.
And I do have a reach of 1 inch.
As do we. And it's just the 1 die from the charge. And 8 hits with a +1 damage mod from the swarm.
I have 3 defense dice. I defend nothing. The mount is down once again.
Woo! And that'll be the start of a new turn. Beginning of the turn, because the boss is down, we need to roll to see if he recovers or goes out of action. 9, almost, but he does not recover. So we will have the first draw of the turn, and it's a fate token.
I'm going to roll a D100. We'll call blue 10s. So we have 80, and that is heroic destiny. Until the end of this turn, all party members may reroll any dice of their choosing once.
All right, first activation of the turn is a party member.
All right, I'm going to go with Da Vinci. Now, he is on fire. I'm going to choose not to put myself out, which gives me the flaming augment as well. So when I make an attack, I can catch my opponent on fire. Let's do it on this Hellhound. I fail.
All right.
And I take an automatic wound because I did not put myself out of fire.
And next up, we have another party member.
Paolo is going to attempt to heal the mount again. I do with a 7, but only for 1. With inclination, I'm going to attempt that again. The 1 does not.
All right. Next, we have a hireling.
Hireling. My hireling is going to move with the mount 8 inches. I have a 14-inch max move, so I'm going to go ahead and get that. So I'm going to make my way toward this boss so I can complete the mission and collect the items. I'm not quite there, but I am pretty close. And I will shoot someone with Freya. Everyone is in melee. Oh, except this guy over here. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot this Hellhound. Two, 3, 4, +1 damage for 5.
Eesh. All right, let me try to evade. And I evade nothing. He is dead.
Nice.
Next token is a monster. And we're going to have that wounded Hellhound attack your orange frog. Not like that. After that, we have more monsters. Let's have this group of goblins attack there. And that's nothing. Next up, we have a party member.
So I'm going to go with the king here and try to get rid of this last Hellhound. 2, +1 damage for 3.
Try to evade. And I do evade the 10. You evade dice, not hits.
All right, and another blue token has been pulled, and that will be my hero. And I'm going to attempt to follow the hireling's suit and go toward Crowley there. So my mount is going to make a move, 2 inches. Now I do have to evade out of the goblin's reach. And I fail my evade.
So they get a free attack. And 2 6s, that'll be 2 hits with a +1 damage modifier.
I defend nothing, so the mount is once again down.
Alright. Can't seem to stay on your feet there.
No, I can't. So I'm going to attempt to move with my hero now. And that's for 9 inches. Let's see if I can evade. I do not evade, but I get a reroll, which I forgot about with my mount. That's cocked. I do not evade. Now I can choose to make that attempt again instead of giving them a free attack of opportunity, which I'm going to do. Spending another action die to move. Another 9 inches. Evade. I do evade with a 9.
No attack of opportunity on that one.
I have 2 more actions and a casting die. I'm going to go ahead and let's eye for an eye these guys because they've been quite a menace to me. I'm going to spend 1 action die and my free casting die, 1 and a 10, but I get a free reroll. So the 10 is good for 2, but it's just a success. And I'm going to save my last action die for evade or defense.
Next up, we have monsters. Let's have this group of front goblins move with a 10. That's pretty good. So we will get them right up there. Next token after that is another monster. So let's have these guys move with another 10. There it is. I'm not lying. It's getting crowded up here. And the last token of the turn is another set of monsters, which will be these guys here. And they are going to attack that orange frog. 1 with a +1 damage mod. Let's see if you can defend.
I do not defend.
Not with the
I am
1.
down. So this is the top of the turn. I have 2 characters that are down. So on a 1, they will go out of action. On a 10, they will stand back up. So this will be for Paolo. A 9 is nothing. And for the mount, a 5 is also nothing.
I also have to do this for Mr. Crowley, and this will be on a 1 through 4 because of the amount of time he's been down already. So he does not go out of action, but he's not on his feet yet either. So it's the beginning of the turn. First thing I need to do is roll for wandering monsters. And with a 1, that's not going to do it. So the first token out is a monster. And we're going to have this group of goblins charge the green one. That's enough. I can keep my 1-inch distance. And they have 2 dice. 1 hit +1 damage mod.
I'm going to go ahead and attempt to evade. I do not evade, but I do still have my defense dice. I defend.
Next activation is a party member.
The king has advanced medicine, so he's going to move to be in base-to-base contact with Paolo here. And I'm just kind of adjusting while maintaining my engagement. Actually, I can't do that. Can't bandage while engaged. So I'm going to evade. I do not evade. I'll allow you that attack of opportunity.
All right. That's only got 1 die. With an 8, that will hit you.
I defend.
But you are on fire.
I am on fire.
Finally.
So I'm spending an action die to stand Paolo back up. And I need to take a wound because I don't have enough actions to put myself off fire.
Next up, we have the hireling.
Okay. The hireling will move and land. Oh, I gotta roll for that. Move and land at Crowley. Spend an action die to dismount. And I will interact. A 4 does not do it.
Next up, we have monsters. Let's have some of these goblins do something. We will have this group here attempt to charge the green one. That is enough. I can maintain my 1 inch with reach, and they will attack. 3 and a 4 is nothing. So after that, we have another set of monsters. It's getting really crowded over here. These guys are going to try to come around this way and attack the king. 5 inches. They're probably going to need a little more. Yeah. Second action, a 1 is nothing.
Next up, a blue token has been pulled, and I'm going to go ahead and go with my hero. I do have those lesser heal scrolls, so I'm going to go ahead and burn one of those to remove Paolo's or Da Vinci's wound. So that's 1 action die, and I'm going to move up to Mr. Crowley over here. And let's make an interact. And that's a 10. So I'm going to go ahead and interact again with my last action die, and then we'll figure out what we found. I do succeed with a 6. Because of my profession, I have a +1 to interact.
So the first item you have found is the Organic Sash.
So once per game, I may re-roll a failed casting attempt. All dice must be re-rolled.
The second is McLaughlin's Charm.
Your mount costs half as much, rounded to the nearest whole, as they normally would to care and feed.
And the third item you found is the Croakettes badge.
Once per game, while in base-to-base contact with an ally who is down, you may spend 1 action die to heal them for 1 wound.
So those are the first 3 artifacts you have recovered from Mr. Crowley's body.
Now I can choose to take what I found and leave because I have completed the mission, which I may do if things get a little bit more dicey than they are right now. Time will tell.
Next up, we have monsters. So let's have this group of goblins. Nothing. And last token in the bag is another monster. And we will have these guys try to charge up here. With a 4, I'm going to need more than that. Second action die, another 4. But that should put me in. I'm going to keep that 1 inch distance. Trounce all over your dead mount here. Just a single die from the charge, and the 7 is a hit with a +1 damage mod.
I'm going to defend. I defend 1. He is down.
Nice.
He is no longer on fire. So we are at the top of the turn. My mount has been down for 2 turns now, so it will go out on a 1 or 2. A 6 is nothing. Let's roll for Da Vinci. A 3 is nothing.
And I need to roll for Crowley on a 1 through 5 at this point. He goes out a 2.
His body still remains there, though.
Yep. Just flip him face down so I know. And we will start the turn. And it will be a monster. Let's have this little group back here attack your king. They will need a charge, which is enough. So that gets them here. And 1 action die left, 1 from the charge, and 8 hits with a +1 damage mod.
Okay. I will go ahead and roll my defense dice. Oof. Not like that. So how much was that?
2.
I am dead. Down.
Starting to get sketchy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Next token, we have a party member.
I'm going to have Paolo go, because he has his heal. He's going to attempt to heal his brother there. A 3, no dice. I will, inclination, attempt to heal the king. A 7 does stand him back up, but he does have a wound. He is not on fire anymore, though.
And next token, we have your hireling.
All right. My hireling will shoot at these guys over here. I'm going to spend 2 action dice, or 1 action die to shoot, and my extra attack die. A 2 and a 3 do nothing, and I will make an attempt to interact with Mr. Crowley's body here. A 3 is nothing.
So up next, we have another monster. And we will have this group here attack the orange frog. 1 hit with a +1 damage mod.
Evade. Do not evade. Defend. I do defend.
Next, we have more monsters. Imagine that. You're about to get overrun. Let's actually have this hellhound go and attack your orange frog. I do hit you.
I don't have any more evade dice, so I just have to rely on my defense. I do defend 1, but I am on fire.
Next up, let's see what we got. More monsters. Let's have these guys charge your orange frog with an 8. And what do they got? Ooh, 3 hits with a +1 damage mod.
You do have to roll to defend against the automatic hit from your 10.
All right. I do defend.
Paolo is down.
Not looking good, fellas.
Not looking good at all.
We have a fate token, which is nothing. We have more monsters. Let's have this group back here try to make the long charge around. I doubt they'll be able to get there this turn. 7. We have... that puts them right around here. And the last token of the turn is a party member.
And that would be my hero. Things are looking pretty dire over here. So I'm going to spend the last 3 of my lesser heal scrolls to stand the 3 members up. So that was 3 actions, and I am going to move off of the board and hope my other party members can do the same.
First token of the turn is a party member.
So I'm going to go ahead and attempt to move with my king. So for the move, that's 7 inches. And can he evade? He cannot evade. I'm going to give you that attack of opportunity and hope I don't fail.
All right. 1 hit with a +1 damage mod.
I am down.
Definitely not looking good. We have monsters. And we'll have that group that just put your king down, we'll have them charge your orange frog. That's enough. Is he still on fire?
Yes.
Okay. And what do we got here? We've got 2 hits with a +1 damage mod.
I'm going to use my evade dice. I do not evade. Defend. I defend 2. I take 1. I am down.
But you're not on fire.
Yep.
It's the small things in life. We have a party member.
Well, that'd be either Da Vinci or my mount. I'm going to attempt to move with Da Vinci. 9 inches, and for my evade. Evading of these guys, I do not evade. These guys, I do not evade. This guy, I do evade. I mean, at this point, I'm banking on luck, so I may as well just give you that.
All right. We have 1 hit with the +1 damage mod.
Evade. I do evade. And so for these guys.
All right. 2 hits with the +1 damage mod.
I used 1 evade already, so I do evade 1 die.
Yep. So 2 hits still.
Okay. And I will defend 1, take 1. It was worth a shot.
All right. We have more monsters, and there's not a whole lot of options for them here. So let's have this group of goblins go after your mount. They do get the charge. And clean that up. You stay down. The attack is nothing. Next up, we have the hireling.
All right. My hireling is going to spend an action die to remount and move off the board. 2 inches is not enough, but that's with my mount, so spending the mount's other action die to get safely off of the board.
We have monsters. Let's have those guys charge here. They do. And the attack. No hits. Next up. Your mount.
All right. Let's see if you can get off the board safely and unscathed. Currently has engaged by 2. So for the move, 3 inches is not much. For the evade of this guy, yes. And with a 10 for this one. Unfortunately, that is all I can do because he only has 1 action die left. It's really not looking good for my mount. We'll see what happens here.
So we have monsters. And let's have that hellhound try to charge. With a 4, that's not going to be enough. Last token is another set of monsters. Okay, well, we're going to call it them. And they will try to charge your mount. 2 inches, not enough. 1 inch, nothing.
So that was the end of the turn. Top of the turn, I'm going to see which of my party members is able to stand back up. The king with a 9, no. Paolo with a 7, no. And Da Vinci with a 2, no. And it's looking pretty grim. I'm going to assume that probably my mount does not make it without going down. So we're going to wrap the mission up here and get on to the post-mission stuff.